Welcome everyone to episode 7 of ARCS Behind the Driver. This is with Mr. Seth Wansing. We'll be going live here momentarily. Welcome to episode 7 of ARCS Behind the Driver. We got Mr. Seth Wansing in the house. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you? Mhm. I, it looks good on stream from the ones I watched, but it's a process to learn that stuff for sure, man. It's a process.
It is. I just had my mic muted so they didn't hear any of what I just said, but I fixed it. So we learn some, we lose some. It is what it is.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell us a little bit about you. Obviously, a lot of us know who you are, but some that are listening and watching do not. So, floor is all yours. Tell us who you are, and what you're all about.
Yeah, I'm Seth Wansing. If you didn't hear the beginning, I'm 23. Um, I'm from a little town about 35 miles south of Kansas City called Peculiar, Missouri. Um, my mom's from Louisiana. Dad grew up on the farm, so kind of like to consider myself a little bit of an old soul in that respect, the way I was raised, and try to live by that. Um, and coach football for the middle school and high school, and work over there, and then gonna go work on barbecue pits here in the future. And been in ARCS for what is it, 3 or 4 years now. Um, and big NASCAR guy, big sports guy. Love my LSU Tigers, love my Chiefs, and I'm a Gordon and Elliott guy for people watching on the stream and not listening to it. So got all that stuff back there in the background. So I'm a twin. Little known fact, I got a twin sister and a little brother, and got a wonderful girlfriend who's watching, I think, Savannah. Hello. So yeah, trying to live life 1 minute at a time, man. That's all you can do.
Yep, absolutely. Double or two-time A Squared Cup champion.
Yeah.
Back on the Xbox days, and
Some would call that Mickey Mouse championships now, but I'm still proud of them. It's what we had at the time, so
yeah,
I'm still proud of them.
It still counts. I mean, regardless of, now it's ridiculous. A Squared's turned into a monster.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
It's insane.
Talked a little bit to Dustin last week about how I never in a million years would have thought that when I started A Squared, when there was 9 or 10 of us just running pretty much fun lobbies, and now we have
super speedways.
Yeah, now we have 41 cars on track pretty much every week. It's wild to think that it got to that point, but here we are, and it's hard to even finish in the top 10 now.
You're telling me, man. It's amazing to see where it's gone, and I think no matter the ups and downs of what we go through in ARCS, and especially on the A Squared side, but in general, we bitch and moan and fight a little bit. I can cuss on here, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We bitch and moan and fight and get after each other a little bit, especially as admins, but as a group as a whole. But I think at the end of the day, we all have the same common goal for ARCS to be what it was built on, is a bunch of good guys and gals racing together and having a good time, and racing hard and racing clean, and having a bunch of really good series, and that's what it is. And it's been a massive growth, and I think that's what we all want at the end of the day. And it's incredible to see how far it's come, and I don't think sometimes we look at that enough. Like, we're so focused on all of the bullshit that we argue about and go through on a week-to-week basis with races and stuff, but if we really sit down and look at it, we've accomplished and done like a lot of shit, like a lot of really good shit. So it's really cool to sit and have podcasts like these and just moments and chats like these to be able to sit back and reflect on a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like I said, I've been wanting to do this podcast for a long time. Then this year finally I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking do it. Just send it, and it's been very successful so far. I've done other podcasts. I've done Inside ARCS with SKD back a long time ago.
Yeah, I was there. I was there in my
Yeah,
office doing that
yeah,
sometime.
that was, I mean, that was fun, but it was just it was more just like an update of the week, and most everyone
Yeah.
knew what happened because they were all there. And then I've been on Kevin Feemster's Unfiltered Dirty Air. That one's always fun because it ruffles some feathers. So I told him
Yeah.
this year I'm just going to be a producer, be like the guy in the background. I'm going to try and
Oh,
I'm going to try and stay out of trouble this year. So
you'll hop in there a little bit.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, then I started this one, and it's been super successful so far. Everybody seems to really enjoy it, just because it's more personal. I mean, that's the whole point of it. We've had some people on here, obviously, that have been in ARCS pretty much since the beginning, and we've had some people in here that have only been in ARCS for a few months. With Connor coming on here, that was a good episode. Hell, to this day, Dale Markowski's episode is still the best episode that we've aired so far. So, he's fairly new to ARCS, and that was, as far as viewership, was the best that we've done so far. So, hopefully we can try and beat that tonight. But, it's cool.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's cool just to sit down with the with the drivers and get a little bit of backstory. Obviously, some of y'all, I know the backstory, but people at home don't. So it's always cool to let them kind of know what's going on with the drivers that they race with, 5-6 times a week sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been really cool to listen to those, to be honest with you, and Dale and Connor, and those have been fantastic episodes. And you're right, and I think whenever you get to know the person that you're wheel to wheel with and racing with 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, even, the better the racing gets too, and the more fun you have, and the better relationships you have, and it makes the community um, a lot more fun to be in. So um, I agree. It's been really interesting and really fun to listen to these, and I've been listening to more at work and on the drives home and that type of thing from work. So it's been really cool to watch it grow. But you're doing an awesome job, man.
Thank you. Yep. It's all we started off with Terry Freer, and it didn't have great numbers, but it was the first one, and we were getting off the ground. But now that we've kind of went full swing, I mean, Toby's going to be on here hopefully Monday, this upcoming Monday night. We had
We tuned in for that one.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a beauty.
We had Dustin Painter this past Monday, which was a really good one. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, and we have so many members in ARCS that it literally could just go on for months and months. I mean, that's what the cool part about it. So, and then even if we do get, we get to a point where we've run out of people to talk to, hell, we just start over and bring people on for a second episode. And because there's some, that I get done, I mean, hell, we go over an hour and a half, and it's like, shit, I could keep talking for another 2 hours, and we could turn that into a second episode. So it's cool to just be able to talk to everybody and get the content that people are asking about.
For me, I get the Dale Jr. download feel with this type of thing, because like the other night when you did like Cody or Dustin Painter, like obviously me and you both, like I know those guys, love those guys to death, but like when you don't talk to them for a while, or you don't hear from them for a while, or you don't get to be around them during race day, it's like when you see that pops up as like this week's Dustin Painter or Cody Pinnell's episode, it's like, damn, like I want to go listen to that thing. Same thing where he was like when Dale Jr. did Jeff Gord and Marty Smith, it's like, damn, I want to go listen to that. Like, how's that guy doing? Like, what's he up to? So it's really, really cool, and I think it's a fantastic idea, and you're doing a fantastic job so far. So I'm excited to get this going. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely. We do have a thing tonight where I put it in the Discord, but for if we have, and we've already had 2 people comment on the Twitch, me included.
Oh, no shit.
Me included, but hey, I still count. So,
Hey, that counts.
yeah, Dale Markowski commented and me, so that's 2. If we get to 10 different comments on the stream, the 10th comment, I will Venmo you or PayPal you $10. So if you're watching, put a comment in there.
Savannah, baby, if you're watching, wait till the 10th comment. Have that comment box. You can go get yourself a nice iced coffee or something tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
on
there you go.
On the way to work. So.
Yep, on ARCS. On ARCS.
Yeah, on ARCS.
All right, so we'll start. Obviously, I know this story a little bit. You know this story a little bit, but a lot of people don't. Tell us about how you entered the ARCS community and what that process was like and the story behind it.
So I think it was late 2019. I was on Xbox racing, NASCAR Heat, and this character Rylan Pennell started messaging me on these online lobbies every couple nights saying, "Hey, you got to come race with us, come race with us." And it was like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and it was always super late, and I just got done with another league. I mean, it was like 9, 10 people that we'd run every couple nights trying to get it going. And finally, I think it was right after the Super Bowl in 2020, like the week after, I think I finally took an invite of yours to run a race, and it was you and Jaco and Briley was in there. I want to say Puddin' Popper was in there too, and a couple other people, and it was a Las Vegas lobby, and it was a ton of fun. I had so much fun, and got to know you and Jaco and Briley and Puddin' Popper a little bit, and kind of ran with you guys in a couple different lobbies that night. We ended up getting into a deep dive till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was hooked from there. And I think the next race I tried to run an Xfinity race at Bristol or something that you guys were doing, and made that show and lagged out because my internet was shit. um, and but from there it was on, man, and I was kind of integrated into ARCS ever since. I had to run all sorts of different car numbers because I wanted to be the 9, but the notorious Kirby Slide 9, original 9.
Yep.
He wouldn't let me run the number 9 in any of those lobbies. So R.I.P. Drippy. I hope the Snicker wrapper is holding up for the long. But and then it was just kind of on from there, man. You kind of stayed persistent on me throughout, and after that first race, I was hooked because like the racing was good, but it was the people, man. I mean, you were an awesome human being, and Briley and Jaco and Tommy Andrews was in there, and Dustin, and I'm pretty sure Donald Ray was in a couple of them, and it was E-Dog, and it was a lot of fun, and I got hooked on the people. The racing again was fantastic, but the people is what makes it go round. So that's what makes it enjoyable. So it was on from there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I need to get Jacket on one of these episodes. That'd be a hell of an episode. Me and Jacket.
That guy's a legend.
Yeah, he is. And I honestly, I really don't know how he really got into ARCS. I mean, so, like some of the stories, like I said, obviously, like with you, I was hounding you for weeks on weeks, to come race with us. So and like Cody, my cousin, I know, the story of him coming into ARCS. Like some of the stories I know, but some of them I honestly I have no idea how they found ARCS. Like even with Dale, we talked about it. He came in through Matthew Kent, through a PlayStation League. It's crazy to learn, how some of these people find ARCS and how they join ARCS. And, Jacket's one where I know he was involved in TNT with the whole drippy slide, because we kind of merged even back then. TNT kind of was like, hey, I told them, I was like, well, I'm running a league on Sunday nights. If y'all want to come race with us, you're more than welcome to. And then they kind of used some of us. Like, I was a sub for TNT for the first season. I'll never forget the first race that I subbed. I ended up being in the 12 car. I didn't ask for it. It just, I was like, hey, I can sub for somebody if they need. And the first race I subbed for, I don't even remember who it was. I honestly don't.
I think my first TNT race, I could be wrong. I was in the 10 car, and it was at Pocono, I think. And I ended up winning that, and then the next week they ran Martinsville, because I know I was going for the first 3 in a row in TNT that year, and that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get I didn't get into TNT till later in the season, and I won not my first TNT race, but like the second or third, and then I won Martinsville the next week, and I think I was close to 3 in a row, but didn't get it done. But it was cool to say the least. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, those were the days, man. I felt competitive on Heat 5. I don't really feel competitive anymore.
You're telling me, dude. I felt really competitive on Heat 5 just when I was starting to get a stranglehold on it. We all spent a shitload of money and got on iRacing, and here we are.
Yeah, it's a different world on iRacing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
All right, we'll hop into some of these questions that everybody is asking, which is one of my favorite parts of this podcast. Honestly, the questions, it makes it feel like a Theo Vaughn podcast, and I love Theo Vaughn. He's literally one of my favorite. I listen to his podcast literally all day at work.
He's a Louisiana boy, man.
He is, yeah, and he's hilarious. So I told everybody today that we'll start trying doing some video questions. See if we can't figure out how to make that work. But anyway, we'll start.
Thank God that did not start today.
Yeah. There were some videos of Seth that he probably doesn't want anyone to see, but
no.
We'll start with Dustin Painter. He wants to ask you about the ARCS A² Cup that never stayed dry in Bristol.
Oh God, that thing still probably smells like fucking alcohol. So, sadly, because I shit a brick and was terrible in the Phoenix race a couple months ago for A², it's not sitting behind me anymore. But Mr. Pinnell here spent some good money and got a badass trophy for A², and I won the first 2. And I received it in Bristol, and it's it's kind of like that trophy right there on your flag. It kind of sits about yay high and goes up through, and then it's a bowl at the top, and oh shit. Dustin Painter refused to keep really everybody, but it was mainly Dustin Painter who was relentless on keeping that thing full of alcohol. And at a certain point, you forget who dumped alcohol in that thing and what alcohol was in that thing and how many different types of alcohol at the same time got dumped in that thing. So Bristol was a fantastic weekend, to say the least, for me. But yeah, by the end of the weekend, that thing was seeping at the seams because it melted through the plastic wrapping that was like the stars and stripes design that went down the middle of it. Like there was alcohol running out the sides of it because it burnt they were dumping margaritas and beer and tequila and vodka and whiskey and pretty much any drink I think at the time I was, what was that, 2021, so I was 18, 19. Oh, I just admitted to a crime. Whatever.
Nobody listens to this shit, so you'll be
No.
fine.
So, um,
Except Toby,
so
he's a cop. He might come get you,
yeah,
but
Toby, close your ears. Um, whatever I was drinking that weekend probably ended up in that trophy. And it continued the next year. We did it at Dega too. Um, you know, drank a lot, and then 2023 is when I passed it off to Jeremy. So yeah, that trophy has definitely seen some better days.
yeah.
That's for sure. But she's a beaut, and hopefully she ends up back here one of these days. I doubt it now. There's so many fucking fast people in our league now that I doubt it's gonna end up back here. But yeah,
Hey.
old Dustin. Let me tell you, if you like Tommy Reynolds, you are in trouble if you go to Atlanta with us.
Oh, he's coming.
Because if Dustin Painter is your bartender, you are set up for a night of success if your goal is to be absolutely hammered, because that is where he will take you. There's a guy on TikTok or Vine or YouTube or whatever. It's like Aussie man, and he's like Destination Fucked. That's where you'll end up, is a Destination Fucked with Dustin Painter. So,
Yeah,
um,
I'll tell y'all a quick story about Bristol Dirt. It was the first year we ever all got together as a group, and there was about 12 or 13 of us. My dad actually went with us too, which was so much fun to have my dad there. I think he had probably the most fun he's had in a long time.
R.I.P. his nacho cheese pot though.
Yeah, man, didn't get the cheese dip. Had the
I'm pissed
spaghetti
about that.
instead. We've talked about that on almost every podcast. The only one we didn't talk about it on is with Terry Freer, and I was a little nervous. It
He's
was
the
my.
main root of that problem.
I did ask.
Also,
I did ask Mayo about the Sour Patch Kid debacle.
Harry Freer, I want my $20 back that I paid you for alcohol. I need
And hell,
that back.
we all sent him money for alcohol, and we
Got
got
Sour Patch Kids and spaghetti.
a 55-gallon drum of Sour Patch Kids and spaghetti that made us all puke in the sink. But yeah, I did not ask him about the spaghetti debacle, only the Sour Patch Kids. So maybe we'll have to get Mayo on for a second episode and ask him about that. But anyway, the story I was going to tell is one night that we were drinking every night, but Seth decided to partake in some illegal activities, depending on what state you live in. Here in Michigan, it's completely legal. But we all decided to play a game of how many because y'all have to keep in mind if you listen to some of the other podcasts, especially the one with Terry Freer, the story is that we all needed more alcohol. He was out recording a Christian album with Jesus himself down there.
Literally went to Virginia from
down there in Boone,
Tennessee.
Down there in Boone, North Carolina.
To Virginia to record an album.
So on his way home, we told him we need more beer. Get us beer, and we all sent him money and everything. I mean, we Venmo'd him or PayPal'd him or Jesus Christ him, however he receives money. And this motherfucker shows up with no shit. I'm not lying to you. It looked like a 55-gallon drum of Sour Patch Kids. It was the biggest thing.
This fucking big and about that fucking tall. It was a family pack.
It was ridiculous. So anyway,
could have fed an orphanage.
Regardless, none of us wanted Sour Patch Kids. That's not what we wanted. We wanted alcohol. So Seth had hit the vape or hit the pen or whatever the hell it was a little too hard, and so he's passed out on the couch down in the basement.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, it was not nicotine. It was
weed. This was
But let me preface that. I was not getting this fucked up by nicotine.
Yeah, this was straight marijuana. Anyway, we decided we were going to play a game of how many Sour Patch Kids we could stack on Seth while he was passed out on the fucking couch down in the basement. And I think we got to like 37 before he finally like rolled over a little bit, and they all kind of fell out on the couch.
6 potato chips on my face.
Yeah.
And then there was something in my hoodie. I forgot what you guys put in my hood.
I think
But I do know the only reason why I found out something was in my hood is because when I went to go piss, when I woke up in the morning, it was fucking cold because I was the only one that slept in the damn basement.
Yeah.
And I put up my hoodie to go piss, and I had shit fall down my body. And from there, I was just hoping I didn't get any Sharpie drawn on me, which is kind of like, you know, I'm kind of thankful there was no Sharpie around because God fucking knows the memes and the pictures that would have came out of that deal. So
yeah, that could have been rough for you. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was not good. And then I got equally as high the next night and sat by the campfire and just stared into the abyss for what felt like an hour or 20.
Yeah. Well, whenever Briley Wright is going to be on this podcast in a couple weeks, and
his cousin.
Yeah, Doug. Old Doug at Bristol Dirt, and he's got a damn good story that I've heard in Discord about how they got there, and they were in a damn Mustang and the transmission went out. But we'll talk to him about that. I mean, that's gonna be a good one. But I know trying to get Cody Riggs on an episode as well. Toby's gonna be coming on Monday, but I still have there's a picture out somewhere that I might still have it. I'm not sure, but
those two in a bathtub.
Yep. Cody Riggs.
I got that in my phone.
Yeah, Cody Riggs is passed out in the bathtub. Briley Wright is passed out. Literally, just looks like he's hugging the toilet. And a funny story, that night, that they passed out in the bathroom. The next morning, my dad wakes me up, and he's like, "Hey," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "I think I might have pissed on one of your buddies." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I woke up at like 3 a.m. I had to piss, and I went in there, and one of your buddies was up under the toilet, and I just decided to piss right over top of him." I'm like, "Hey, well, that's on him. He fell asleep under the toilet." So.
Oh, let me tell you, your dad was a trooper that weekend. He is one of the best human beings I have ever met because he's, not to assume, at 50, 60 years old and just jumped right in and hung out with the guys and like he was still 30 or 30, 20 years old, just got after it. So that was an awesome time. That first Bristol trip is probably my favorite trip overall. I mean, hell, me and Donald didn't even get to watch the race, and
yeah,
it was still my favorite trip.
I told Dustin that too Monday when I talked to him. I still think that's probably my favorite as well, just because it was the first time that we had ever all met each other. I mean, yeah, we get on Discord and we put our cameras on like we're doing now, but man, it's nothing. It's not the same as meeting somebody in person. And I mean, I swear to God, it's Discord voice versus real life voice. It's completely not different. It's different.
Completely different.
I can't explain it, but it's not the same. So yeah, it was wild just to have that many people that we race some fake racing game, and now we're all hanging out together in a badass house. And some of us did end up staying to watch the race, the first ever. I mean, that's pretty cool to say that we were at the first ever Bristol Dirt race. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty badass. I mean,
yeah, me and Donald, I think we're the only two that had to leave.
Yeah.
But that was still, I think it was really I think Dustin kind of said a similar thing on his podcast. It was really the rain that kind of made it my favorite because we had to spend time together. It's not like we could go outside or anything like that. And we
Yeah.
could get in a car and go somewhere, and we did. I mean, we went to a few restaurants and such, but
Oh, and
um,
then Jacket had that
the,
badass fucking Charger that he rented.
yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
So funny story about that charger. So, me and Donald. So like before that, before that trip happened, like I had bought a new car because I got an athletic director job, and the week I got it was like I got it 2 days before that trip happened, and I was originally gonna drive, and I got on and got a last minute flight and a connection flight to DFW to get on the same flight to Bristol from Dallas Fort Worth as Donald was on. And so we met up with him and he bought me airport beers and it was awesome. And so when we get to Bristol, and we had to fly on like American Airlines calls it like their American Eagle. It's like a tinier jet
Mm-hmm.
because like Bristol's so small. But we get there and it's like Donald was just like he had rented like a sedan. Like it wasn't supposed to be like a Dodge Charger Scat Pack. And we get there and they're like, "Well, we got this that we could give you because we got like we kind of ran out of sedans, or we got this Dodge Charger Scat Pack there that's like not gonna cost you a thing." And we're like, "Fuck yeah, give us the Scat Pack." So we got the Scat Pack, and it was raining that night when we got there. And so we drove up through the Bristol Mountains in a Dodge Scat Pack, and that was the fucking funnest time. It was awesome because it was still like a 20-30 minute drive from the airport, so it was a fucking blast. So, but boy, Donald Ray gave so many joy rides in that Scat Pack that weekend. It was insane. And what's cool is that our house was in the mountains enough to where when he would rip out and run to the convenience store down the road or whatever, that thing would fucking echo for miles. So you'd
Yeah.
know when they were coming back into town, we'd be like, "Oh shit, Donald's almost back with beer or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good time. That was a blast.
Fun fact, and I could be overlooking some people here, so for I apologize if I overlook you, but me, you, I just named this list off a few minutes ago, but me, you, Rick James, Dustin Painter, and I think there was a fifth, but I think all of us have been to all three corporate retreats so far.
We gotta make it four, baby.
Yeah,
There's no way I'm missing it.
I'm
I will
trying.
find a way.
I'm trying to think if there's. Oh, Tristan Catania.
Yeah, tries made it. I think
Try.
there's one more.
There might be. I can't remember. I know Bristol Dirt. We had Briley and Riggs.
Tom Sears.
Tom
Tom
Sears.
Sears.
Correct. Yep. Tom Sears has been to all three. Jacket lost his card last year.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't come to Darlington with us. Thomas Andrews didn't make it to Darlington
Bristol.
as well. No, he was at
No.
Bristol. Yeah, he was at Bristol, and
No.
he
Andrews didn't make it to Bristol. Andrews made it to Talladega. And then didn't
oh,
go.
that's right, because he had a
Him and
family
Richie both had
member.
COVID, I thought.
I thought his mom or like his mother-in-law was like doing really bad when
Maybe.
I think when Bristol happened. But yeah, so
Maybe.
he's Davey's been to Talladega.
He's still looking for Ricky Rudd, man.
Yeah, he's
Fuck.
still to this
I
day
hope
still.
he finds him.
I hope he don't, to be honest. I hope he's still looking for him.
Davy's good. Davy's good.
He is. He just it's. I mean, Toby has been to the past two. Kinsey's also been to the past two.
Yeah.
She'll obviously be at the Atlanta trip this year with me. So, Rick James says he's going to be there. Dustin Painter, of course, will be there. So it sounds like, and Tom Sears is going. So it sounds like those 4 or 5 of us we're hanging in there. We got to make it every year.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I mean, this is just an idea, and it's a guy's trip, and Kinsey goes too. I mean, my lady can party with the best of them too. If she shows up, don't be surprised. She loves racing. Her dad's had some race cars here and there, so yeah.
I'm not opposed to it.
Who knows?
I'm just saying if you bring your old lady, just
she can hang.
Hey, just
she can hang. She's awesome.
Just be careful. We say some stupid shit on these corporate retreats. We do stupid shit. Like we played 2-hand touch football, and half of this league is 85 years old.
That was the best 2-hand touch football you'll ever watch in your life.
Oh, that was and my dad was the fucking yardstick.
He was the
first down marker.
He was like walking out first downs,
and we'd get a first down, and my dad would be like, "Y'all quit getting first downs. I gotta walk 10 more yards."
We were all worried about the margaritas, so Reese just made us getting too fucking hot because that was the only time that it quit raining, and it was muggy as fuck.
Dude,
Whoever's idea it was to play football, I have no ungodly idea, but it was fun, I think
it was DP. I think it was DP.
I think it was deplorable. So
I think it was deplorable.
I miss him. I don't know where he's at. He's probably making pizza somewhere.
Oh, for sure. He's at a Domino's right now, I guarantee you. But one of the best moments of that Bristol trip was when Rick James just full on sang "My Shiny Teeth and Me" from Chip Skylark from Fairly Odd Parents. Dude, that was wild. Good. And
Rick has a good voice.
He does. He is a great singer.
Thank God we had a musical genius in Terry Freer there.
Oh yeah, Bobby had
the background.
Yeah, Bobby had the slap drums. That thing was.
Terry was there on the guitar.
Dude, that slap drum had. I tell you what, that slap drum had. I mean, I think Jesus Christ was talking through that baby. That thing was fucking getting it.
Yeah, it was. It was getting after it, baby.
Yeah.
It was getting after it.
Also, I got to get. Terry Gabbard probably won't ever fucking get on this podcast, but I wish he would, because there's a story of them coming through Virginia, and Mayo was running 93 miles an hour in a 55 with
Bam Bam in the back of the car.
Yeah, with Colombian Bam Bam. Well, no, I think that's cocaine. But
it's the cocaine.
I think so.
I mean,
I don't know.
Weed back there. They had
James had a.
Sorry, we're throwing out all sorts of I underage drank and smoked. Fucking, they had weed in the back of the car.
Well,
listen, we committed
a lot of crimes.
We were fucking Fidel Castro in fucking Bristol, Tennessee.
I don't know if any of y'all have seen like my grandma I know has mason jars. They're like about that big. Usually they got sweet tea in them. Well, Rick James had a mason jar about this big, slap fucking full of marijuana. And that thing, and Mayo decided it was a good idea to run 94 miles an hour through Virginia with,
And the dude was so
2 pounds
if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Weed.
But you were so worried about paying that ticket, and you bought a 12-karat gold William Byron fucking die cast that was like $200.
Yeah. I think he still hadn't paid that ticket. I think it's still outstanding. I think he has a warrant for his arrest in the state of Virginia.
Dude's making payments through Zelly.
Oh, for sure. He's paying $35.55 a week for his ticket that he got down there in Virginia.
Dude's got a 48-month loan. The interest on that must be fucking insane right now.
Oh, I guarantee you. He's paying $1,000 on a $200 ticket. That was wild. Sure. I mean, we've had so much fun. Honestly, this last year for me was probably the tamest I feel like it was probably the tamest year we've
It was
had.
very tame. I think it was the beach. We gotta get away from the
Yeah.
beach. We're all too relaxed.
Dude, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I looked like fucking Larry the Lobster from fucking SpongeBob after that
I
one day at
know.
the beach.
You did not know that sunscreen existed that weekend, mainly because
I
of
was
the
drunk.
alcohol. Yeah.
I had too much to drink, and I didn't think I needed sunblock until the next morning when I rolled. I literally didn't even roll over in bed. My shoulder twitched a little bit, and I was like, "Oh God, shit!"
Yeah.
My
Sound
whole
like some. Yeah.
life flashed before my eyes. But nah, I think Atlanta will be fun this year. Obviously, a hell of a damn finish last weekend. I think it'll be the same way in whenever the hell it is, September. It'll be cooler.
Thank
So
God, because
yeah,
I know, yeah, Atlanta in September, or anywhere in the South in September
it's not great.
is not a recipe for success if you want to
Hmm.
stay cool. But at least being a night race, it'll be all right.
Yeah, I agree. We've had a bunch of people watch, but nobody's been commenting. We only
Y'all
have
comment.
yeah,
Someone stands to win $10
hey,
off my dumb ass
yeah.
tonight.
I got
So
$10 on the line, so 6 people are
I
watching and only 2 people have commented. So
I know we got a lot of questions in there though from earlier.
oh
We
yeah, we
won't
do.
go there. So
We're
some of them were.
we're about to have to take a break though, because I'm about to fucking piss myself.
Hey,
And
listen, I gotta
luckily,
get another beer.
all right, you get a beer, I'll go piss. I need another beer too. I'm gonna mute my mic because apparently now with this super mic,
Yeah,
as I get
that
this
didn't work
close,
out. That didn't work out too well for you last time.
no, I didn't. So I'm gonna mute myself. We'll be back here in a little bit.
Oh damn, Rajak Ruth wants a truck race. Well, whoever decided to stick around and listen to this shit, that's awesome. Good for Raja.
All right.
Rajak Ruth won the truck race, man.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah, yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right. So you talked about there's some questions, so we'll go through some of these questions.
Hell, Dale Markowski said, "I gotta go to one of these corporate retreats one day."
Yes.
Listen, bud, we can make that happen.
Come to Atlanta.
Come to Atlanta, Dale. Seriously, hit Ryan up, and we need people to fill slots. So
Yeah.
hey, get your ass down there.
Let me know. We usually get a house. We usually get the house from Thursday to Tuesday. It's usually only about $200 to $300 per person for the house. That's a damn good deal. We stay in some nice ass houses too. We ain't in no single wide trailer. We're in fucking some night. Well, Talladega was a little questionable. The neighborhood was a little sketchy, you know. But the house was nice. The house in Darling. Well, we actually stayed in Surfside. at the beach, but it was
That's
literally
fantastic.
you could walk to the beach. We were that close. The Bristol Dirt House was phenomenal too. It was so much fun. Last year is actually the first year that no one brought their rig. I brought my rig to Bristol Dirt. Jacket brought his $10,000 rig to Talladega. So we didn't have a rig last year last year at Darlington.
Right.
But
If you're watching right now, while he's saying that, I mean, there's 8 of you in here, and 2 people have already commented. So if you're the 10th one to put anything in that chat, you get a free $10. I mean, $10 is $10. There's a lot of people that do some bad shit for $10. Okay.
oh yeah, just
So
ask
you might
Quiet.
as well. Yeah, Quiet does some really weird shit for $10. So if you want a free $10 and just throw something random in the chat, and maybe you'll get a $10. Yes, Dale, about $200 for beer, probably.
Yeah,
Yes,
hundred
absolutely.
$100 per ticket for the
Hey,
race
cheers to
usually.
Dale, man. He seems like a guy I can have a beer with. Seriously, I mean, this dude's
Oh,
committed
absolutely.
to now.
Like I said, after our podcast went for damn near 2 hours, and I felt like I could still talk to him for another 2 hours. And
Oh yeah,
again, I've talked to Dale before, in Discord, but it's just you put yourself in this environment with drivers, and it's just different. Like it's just so cool. And that's another one that I need to get on this damn podcast is Mr. Bryn Roberts. He just said
hey, shout
he
out, Bren.
yeah.
Love you, buddy. I hate that this son of a bitch took you in the draft because I would have found a way to get you
Hey.
in the draft somehow. Fantastic driver, fantastic human being. So shout out Brent Roberts for being in the chat. I know he kind of got on my ass Sunday at Vegas because he's probably right. I was a dick racing people 7 laps down, but
Yeah.
fuck it.
It is what it
So
is.
shit happens.
He said he's a big fan of both of us, so I think that pretty much means he wants to suck both our wieners. I'm not sure how that works, but I think
Well,
that's how it
you
works.
can test that out. I'm okay.
Well, Quiet would do something like that for $10. I don't know. But anyway, we have 3 commenters now. So
Hey,
we're
7 more.
hey, we're looking for 10.
And there's 7 people in there. Like 6 of you just got to comment. I mean,
Yeah.
it's because you already commented. So
Yeah, I used my
6 of you
comment.
got to comment. I'm waiting for it to just be where it's just me, and I'll get the $10. So,
Loophole. He's found a loophole.
what were some of those questions you got? I know.
Oh
I
yeah,
know
let's
there.
get let's
My Discord was going nuts today during work. So
so we'll do one. We'll throw one to Kevin Gibney Jr. He says to ask you why you keep hopping teams in Madden.
So, on the first Madden that we did, I think I was Saints, if I remember correctly. And because I wanted, like, my mom's from Louisiana, so, I mean, I'm a Chiefs guy, but, Saints got a special place there in my heart. And so I did the Saints just to be different. And whoever, like, I think that first year we did it, we just did, like, teams. We didn't do a draft or nothing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't want to cheese and be the Chiefs because that would be easy. Um, and then it got boring because, like, I would play you, and then no one else was in the NFC South, so I dipped because there was 3 people in the AFC South. So I went to the Jets,
Yep.
and then everybody in the AFC South pieced out. Yeah. No. It was the AFC, like, East, because it's like Jets, Bills, Patriots, and the South is like Jags, Texans, Titans. So then I went to the Titans because there was 3 people in there. And then I'll be honest, the last switch, Kevin, was because I love my Chiefs and I got Super Bowl fever and I wanted to hop back over to the Chiefs. So, you know, that's it. You know,
Hell yeah.
oh well. I haven't won shit on it yet. I mean, everybody else has won something on there, but me, either a conference title or a Super Bowl or a division title or whatever. But
Yeah, I won the Super Bowl the first year, and then I lost to Kevin Gibney second year because Stetson Bennett got injured. He broke his fucking wiener hole or something. I don't know what he fucking did. Yeah, probably. He may have drank too much liquor. I'm not really sure, but so I lost.
That shit'll happen on the bigger jumps.
It really will. So I lost to Gibney pretty bad in the Super Bowl, but hey, we made it to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. But this year I had to re-sign Stetson Bennett, and I'm negative 160 mil in the hole. So
fatal mistake re-signing Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, I had to do what I had to do.
Dude, his ass water.
Yeah, he's 95 overall, so he's
still ass water.
He is sometimes. He still throws absolute fucking garbage passes sometimes, but yeah, I mean, fuck it. Who cares? Yeah. He's my boy. He's my boy. I gotta
yeah,
keep up with.
You do Georgia players like I do LSU guys, so I get it.
You have to, for sure. All right, we'll go to the next question. Noah Belleville, why does Seth hate kids? And this is a joke, obviously, because Chase Elliott hates kids. So
I do not hate kids. And the backstory bits for this, for those that don't understand, they think Chase Elliott hates kids because, well, I don't really know where the hates kids part came from. But they, pardon me, they y'all went to the Talladega dirt race that he did the night before I got there. And apparently he just wasn't talking to nobody and was kind of...
He was a dick.
It sounded like he had a bad night because by the Talladega dirt track updates that I was watching on Twitter, he was running some fucking beater, and he also got entered in that race for that beater like 2 hours before the race started. So I'd be kind of pissed off too. I assume that was a NASCAR ploy to try to get some people out of that track to begin with. So, but hey. You never know.
Hey,
maybe my favorite driver's a dick.
I was gonna say if I
personally do not hate kids. Do not. Well, that probably came off a bad way. I do not hate kids.
And this is where we get canceled.
I do not hate kids, but Chase is up to his own opinion.
Look, if the car they put me in was as slow as the motherfucking car that they put Chase Elliott in.
I watched it on Dirt Vision. My dad's buddy was over there in the shop the night before I left and turned it on. That thing was slower than dog shit, and it was smoking after lap 3 in a heat.
We'll put it
pissed off too.
We'll put it this way: for any of y'all that know Dowdy, a young kid that was in ARCS, he used to race with us on Xbox.
Shout out Dowdy.
Dowdy outran Chase Elliott at Talladega short track, and if that
dude that raced with us on NASCAR Heat 5 beat Chase Elliott in that equipment,
ridiculous, wild, just wild. Dowdy is 7 years old and outran Chase Elliott.
Shout out Dowdy, he beat Chase Elliott in a dirt late final race.
Some people can't say the same thing. All right, let's move on to the next question, Mr. Brandon Fetter Place. What wheel and pedals or setup do you race with?
So I have Thrustmaster load cell pedals. I'm pretty sure they're TLCM pedals. And then shout out Sim Experience. Let me disconnect it. And AccuForce, badass wheel, and direct drive wheel. So that's what I run.
Mine says NASCAR. Fantastic. So
mine's just an AF and a fancy little Bluetooth button box on that hoe that lights up. It's pretty fucking awesome.
That didn't work for 2 months, by the way.
Yeah, but well, mainly because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing with it. But their customer service is great. It's really a good deal if you're looking to get into a cheaper direct drive, and you really have it within the week. So I've got to reconnect it now. Fuck. Um, but yeah, this I run AccuForce and Sim Experience software. Some I really stopped using the software. Not that it's bad. It has like profiles for every track and car, so it kind of like auto sets your settings for you. But me, I kind of like to tinker with my own shit a little bit, depending on the track, or leave it at stock. So I don't run the software anymore, but it's still you can adjust it just all the same. There it goes. But it's pretty slick. And yeah, and then I have ugh, Thrustmaster load cell pedals that are done, and hopefully updating those soon. Maybe get some a little bit better pedal in here, and a used GTR sim racing seat that you can't see, but this guy had it for sale for like $20 in his garage sale, and his cat has torn the fuck out of it and it's missing few screws, but it was like $20. So I took it and had to drill some holes in it, but we're here and we're racing, and that's all that matters. So
Hell yeah. All
the
right, we
seat
got.
is uncomfy as fuck, by the way, but I
Oh yeah,
mean,
mine's.
it's got some wear and tear on it. Like I need one of them track racer things, so like I might as well. I should pull a drippy and set up a GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Like,
just tell everybody you got a
yeah,
lung
I
imploded.
flipped my dirt car up at
Mm-hmm.
Lakeside Speedway the other night. My fucking lungs are failing. So if you guys
Mm-hmm.
want to buy me a new sim rig, that'd be great.
Hell yeah. Now we're up to 4 commenters in the chat, so
Hey,
six
six
more.
more, six
Six
more, and
more.
you get $10, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna hit our goal even if we go 3 hours in this podcast. We're gonna do it. That's just what we're doing. All right, next question. I'm gonna skip Del Markowski's first question because I'm not asking that. Who is your final four in real life and your final four in A squared? Your predictions.
Oh man, that is a good question. Um, well, I'll do real life first. Like the Fords are so damn fast. This weekend at Vegas is going to be the real teller, I think, because the majority of the schedule's mile and a halfs. Um, about who's going to have raw speed. I'll put Blaney in the final four. I think Blaney's poised to have a good year, and I think that championship is a huge confidence boost for him. Um, this is hard.
It is. It's. I mean, it's 2 weeks in. It's damn near impossible to. I mean,
I think Kyle Larson finds a way to get into the final four. He usually always does. Him and Cliff Daniels are a great pair. Um, I don't think Denny makes it this year. I think this one's kind of out of left field. For some reason, I got a Ty Gibbs feeling. I think he's going to be really consistent and in the top 10, and maybe he'll win a race or three this year. I'll put Ty Gibbs in there. And for my fourth one, I don't see William Byron having quite as many wins as he did last year. Man, I mean, I love him to death, but I don't think Chase is going to be there. Um, damn.
As Theo Vaughn would say, all right, Riley Mao.
Give me, fuck. This is Tyler Reddick.
Bold.
Tyler Reddick.
I like it. I like it.
So I got Larson, Blaney, Reddick, and Ty Gibbs. There's no way that's gonna happen, but
Yeah. I think Blaney makes it easily, just because I'm a Blaney fan.
Blaney,
Blaney's just.
Those forwards look so fast.
Yeah.
And
I think Logano gets in too. I don't know. He's been bad, but I think Logano gets in the Final Four. I think there's 2 forwards in the Final Four. I think the other 2 are probably Chevrolets. Just probably Hendrick, I would say, probably Byron, and maybe Christopher Bell sneaks in there, as a 4th.
I think Ty Gibbs was kind of on that Christopher Bell type trajectory where he's not going to win a lot of races to start, but I think he's going to be really consistent and he's going to win a race or 2 this year to where he finds his way to the Final Four this year. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I hate to leave Chase out, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. I think down there, I think Chase is going to end up with 2 or 3 championships before he's done, but not this year.
I agree. Shit, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I saw Briley's in another Discord and Speed channel watching Joey Diaz clips on YouTube. So, if anybody can get a hold of Briley Wright, tell him to watch this shit and not Joey Diaz. I can act like Joey Diaz too. Yeah, we're gonna go do some cocaine. All right, who's your top 4 for A Squared predictions? And this one's probably harder than NASCAR. Honestly, I'll be completely honest with you. This is a hard one to nail down.
Man, that's hard. I think Brandon Proudfoot's going to be there. Super consistent, super fast, going to score a lot of points, a lot of wins. Dude. I think John Hagan's going to be there. He seems poised for a really good season. Josh Gaiman is going to be there. Gaiman will find his way there. There's so many new people though, man. I mean, and then that last spot, I got like 3 people off the top of my head, and that's Jeremy, as long as he runs a full season. Tom Sears, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up my own ass, but I mean, I've only missed Final Four once in the history of A Squared, and my lowest points finish is 5th. So, I gotta give myself more credit than I usually do. I don't think I've ever picked myself to make it, and I'm not going to there. If Jeremy Briel does a full season, I think Jeremy will end up there as well.
For sure. I mean, he won Daytona 2 years in a row. I mean, he's like Austin Hill. I mean,
yeah.
We got Cody in the chat. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4,
Cousin
5.
Cody's in the chat.
Cousin Cody's in the chat.
I can retire. That's a legend right there. I'm good. I got Cousin Cody in the chat. That's all that matters.
So we got 5 comments out of 10. So 5 more in that 10th commenter will win $10, courtesy of Hopes and Dreams. All right, we'll go to the next question. Mr. Steven Oberstadt said, do you think Seth is a good name? I don't understand this question at all, but...
So, yes and no. I mean, there was a point in kindergarten where I went by my middle name of Coleman and or Cole.
Bro, I'm going to start calling you Coleman. No.
Do not call me. My middle name is Coleman, for anybody wondering, but nobody is the answer to that question. But I went by Coleman and or Cole for a year in kindergarten because I did not like the name Seth. And my mom was pissed. So, yeah. But I think Seth is a good name. I work with another guy named Seth. There's not a lot of them out there. But, yeah, I think it's a decent name. It's not a great name for sure. But it's a decent name. It's not bad.
All right, Riley Mao. All right, we got our sixth commenter, Mr. Matthew Kent. So we're looking for 7, 8, 9.
Beat your fucking ass in Madden later.
Oh hell yeah, we got some beef. He asked. We'll ask his question before we get into some of the other ones. How different do you feel owning an A squared team with the rules this year compared to the 23 season?
A lot different. For many reasons, because there's a tighter rule book, and there's consequences for not only yourself but your team in some aspects. And you, like, for me, there's a feeling of you want your team to be standard, like the uptight team that does the things right. They race hard. They maybe get into some shit a little bit. They have a few penalties here and there, but all in all, they're up front. They're scoring a lot of points, and they're setting the standard for the rule book in the league. And that's where I'd like my team to be. Obviously, I'm a little bit of a hothead sometimes, and I like a little bit of aggressiveness in my drivers. I mean, I got Alex Simkowski and Brandon Proudfoot, and Jacob Delgado's done a good job for us so far this year. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes, but definitely different just because of the way it can impact your team. And, I want to be a role model, and that only helps me because sometimes I can get a little hot in the car. And, so it helps me want to be a little bit more tamed and, kind of keep it in line and be a leader of the group. So, definitely different feeling for sure, and shout out to Matt for the rule book, and we'll keep building and improving on it the best we can.
Absolutely, it's like I said, it's a hell of a year. I never thought that it would be to this point, but we'll move on to the next question here. We got 6 commentors.
Hey, we got 13 people in here. So, I mean, there's some, y'all are 4 comments away from someone winning $10.
Yeah.
I mean,
$10 of my hard-earned money.
$10. So, y'all, it's up to y'all.
$10 is what Austin Mongold makes an hour at Take 5, so y'all take his money. All right, Tristan Catania said, as a Kansas City Swiftie, what is your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Oh, God. So, I want to tell y'all, like, no offense to Taylor Swift, but, like, most of us are just as tired as Taylor Swift as far as NFL-wise goes, or in general, as the rest of the world is. But, if I had to pick a song, probably like that Our Song. That's a good one. That's a little bop.
Bro, that was when she was like 15.
Well, I mean, that's when she was country. I mean, I was country music, man.
Teardrops on My Guitar, bro, I'll sing that all day long. So, I mean,
I listen to country
I'm
music.
with you.
What can I say?
I'm with you. I'm not opposed. All right, so this next question, thank goodness we're rated R for a no word that Quiet loves to say. If you were in a room with Patrick, this is from Noah Belleville, so this just should tell you that it's going to go downhill pretty quick. If you were in a room, and I said I wasn't going to ask this question, he said I would with enough alcohol, and I've had enough alcohol. So, if you were in a room with Patrick Mahomes and Chase Elliott, which one would you suck off first?
What the?
Yeah, Behind the Driver. This is a family-friendly show. Go ahead there, Riley Mao.
Neither would be the answer to that. My girlfriend's in the chat, so love you, babe. So the answer is neither. I'll switch the conversation to which one would I talk to first. How's that? Like,
Fair
which
enough.
one would I have a conversation or a beer with? So, man, that's a tough one because Pat can crush some Coors Lights. I'd probably do Chase just because Pat probably is kind of used to it, and it's Pat's kind of out there, you know. Like everybody kind of knows that Pat can crush some beers and get after it and have a good time. And Chase is pretty private, so I'd want to have a beer and talk to Chase just because he's kind of private with that stuff, you know. I mean, I have that profile picture on Discord. No one else can see it of Chase and Ryan Blaney chugging some Jack, but um, I kind of want to see how Chase gets down and parties a little bit. So we'll make that question a little bit more PG. Than,
I appreciate you saving me there.
Yeah, I'll save you there. Not only because number one, the reason why I don't want to have to answer that is because one, no to either of those, and two, I'd rather have a beer with a human being. So that's just me. Whatever your preference is, I love it.
Yeah,
but
whatever
yeah. Floats your boat. But
all right, fair enough. We made it through that question, and I think we're not canceled yet. I don't know. We'll have to.
Thank God.
We'll have to check tomorrow morning, but
there's Twitch admins fucking their PCs are burning alive right now with the report they're writing.
They probably don't even know we're live. We got 8 viewers.
Probably not. No one gives a fuck.
We don't. I mean, we're pretty low profile when it comes to Twitch streamers.
My girlfriend just texted me, and thank God you're watching, baby. Hi, babe. She said, be careful, because if we talk about the Swifties too bad, we might upset the coldest Swifties. God forbid one of them. Which, baby, it might be a good thing, because if one of them's in here, then we might go viral off that shit. Okay? So, I mean...
I hope we do. I need some money off this podcast.
See... Yes, Twitch pays by the penny. I'm telling you. I mean, shit can get real fast.
And we got 9 viewers, so I got 9 pennies. Riley now.
What are we 4 away from someone winning $10?
3. Mr. Aiden Norman commented, so we were at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8, 9. We need 3. We need 3 more.
Seth is a driver I get behind. God damn it! Oh, his girlfriend's here. Never mind.
Oh, 2 more. I don't even know who.
I'm pretty sure who's Michaels. Is that Daniel Michelle?
I don't know. Who are you? Reveal yourself now.
I think that's Daniel Michelle. Shout out Daniel Michelle if that is him. Fantastic driver.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic human.
Fuck the 25.
Yeah, he said, yeah, it's me, Dan. No, not fuck the 25. Dan's an awesome driver, awesome kid. Loved working with him. He's going to win a lot of races this year. Damn it. You know, I totally forgot about him in my Final Four prediction. But,
yeah, no,
you know,
he's
gonna be right there with it. And he has got, you know, the improvement. And not only is he a fast race car driver overall, but he is I can't reiterate how good of a kid he is. He's quiet. He's humble. He's always willing to learn and take the criticism and have a nice, calm debate, if that makes sense. and
Oh
he's
yeah,
always
for sure.
willing to admit that he's wrong, which is hard to find in this world these days. But he's just a fantastic human being and an awesome guy, and hope he's doing well. I'm glad he's tuned in. Love you, Dan. Hope you're having a good night. And, thanks for the comment, buddy.
Yeah, I mean the fact that he says he watches it live every week, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
this podcast is not possible without everybody that's watching. If y'all don't watch it, it's just me and some other redneck wannabe race car driver talking to each other, and it's just kind of weird. So, without y'all, it's not the same. So, thank y'all for watching. I mean, it even we honestly look. I look up and I see 9, 10, 12 viewers. I get excited as shit when I see 12 people watching this stupid ass podcast that I put on, on a weekly basis. I mean, that's just, it makes me happy. Hopefully y'all enjoy it as much as I do, because if you enjoy it as much as I do, y'all are enjoying it, because I love the shit out of this. I mean, I love talking to people. I love interacting with people that are watching, that are commenting, and now that Seth commented, that's technically 9 people. So
next person that comments gets 10. Next different person that comments gets $10. So a new person has to comment. So if you haven't commented yet and you want $10, Savannah baby, I hope you're still on there. We need $10. Oh wait, no, that's just
Kent's already. Oh, there you go.
That's my girl right there.
She got
That's my girl. She got it. She was waiting.
She got the $10.
She was waiting. Let's go.
She got the $10.
Yep, sweet. She can get herself a nice coffee tomorrow morning on ARCS.
Hell yes. Perfect. I think this was rigged. I don't know. I don't like this. I may not do this again. This is bullshit. But
hey, don't hit the player, hit the game, man.
Maybe
if you got a question, ask it. Be nice, but ask it. But I know we got more questions in there. I'm having fun, man. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, we got a couple more. So Tristrand had a really good question. He had a couple other really stupid questions, and Tristrand, as y'all know, he's one of them. Man, how do I say it? You know what? I don't care. He's one of them borderline homosexuals. Anyway, Tristrand said, what was it like giving up the trophy? Obviously, in Darlington, you gave that thing over to Jeremy. And I got a video of Jeremy chugging champagne, and your comment was, oh, no, don't do that, as he chugged the champagne, and then he spewed it all over the patio. But
he kind of got some on me because I was handing the trophy to him, and then he shook up the champagne and then drank it and then spit it on me.
So what was it like giving up the trophy this year? Jeremy unfortunately will not be able to make it to Atlanta, but he's going to ship the trophy to probably Cody. Cody's going to bring it with him and give it to Tommy Reynolds. What was that like? Kind of a passing of the torch almost of that A² trophy.
It was hard. I mean, I know it sounds cheesy. It's fake racing shit, but it's hard because you win 2 in a row, and I made the round of 8 and finished 5th in points, and I was the last one out in the round of 8 that year. And really, I think Martinsville was the race that Jeremy won to make it in. It was really me and Jeremy, if you remember, racing for the win that day. And I think there was 2 or 3 times. Actually, it was 3 times I got spun from first or second during that race. So it was bittersweet, especially because I know that year I led the most laps at Phoenix and was definitely competitive and kind of honestly let off the gas and let the championship. I think there was 2 or 3 championship guys and then me racing. They were at the end with 10 or 15 laps to go. I think we had a late restart. So, it was really bittersweet. But and then I tried to get it back this year and just didn't have enough for Reynolds at the end. So, and that kind of fuels the fire as a competitor. So that's my first 2 years on iRacing, and I've came up just short twice of a three-peat and even a four-peat. So that kind of keeps me going. And there's a lot more faster guys on iRacing than me. Um, I wouldn't say that I'm really, really fast, but I'd say I'm competitive. Try to keep my nose clean and just be consistent and get top tens and get a win when I can. Um, you know, so, but it was to answer the question. I kind of ramble sometimes, but um, it was really bittersweet. It was. It's never fun handing a trophy over, but it was a good time, and I'm glad that Jeremy got it. It was well deserved, and I'm glad Tommy Reynolds got it last year. He drove his ass off and had 7, 8 wins. So yeah, we'll try to get it back over here in Missouri this year. So we'll see. I think the championship for A Squared will already be decided the week before we go to Atlanta. So
Yep.
there might be a double passing.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes.
We'll let Tommy Reynolds keep it for a little bit.
Reynolds can keep it, but
he
if
can
someone's there,
he can drink his apple juice out of it for a few months, and then we'll give it to the next person, because obviously Reynolds is not racing, so he can't win the championship because he's not racing. So it's gonna go to a new person next year. We just got to figure out who that person is, and like I said, Seth talked about it earlier. That thing's got a plastic seal at the bottom. That plastic seal is gone. There is no plastic seal in the bottom of it anymore. You could probably pour a beer in it, and it would just leak out the bottom as fast as you poured it in.
It's not a might, or it may. It is going to leak out the bottom or the side of it. There's not a question.
Yeah.
So we better be outside. The Airbnb owner is going to be pissed if that leaks all over the floor or whatnot. But,
well, funny story, that when we went to Bristol Dirt, when we left, the Airbnb host wrote me a nasty message because
I remember that. You sent that in the chat.
Yep. Because they said
we didn't take the fucking trash out. It was
well, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was just the fact that we had about double the amount of people that was recommended. So like the house was only supposed to fucking sleep like 8, and we had like 15 people there. And the trash, when we took them out, the trash was piled up like, it looked like we lived in New York City. It was ridiculous. And I got a bad message from the Airbnb host. There's no way y'all had only 8 people there. The amount of trash y'all had, and the sheets were dirty, and the house was a mess. And I just messaged her back, and I was like, I'm so sorry. We had a lot of trash. Like, it was 8 people.
Shit happens.
Yeah, and we tried to fold all the sheets and all this, and she replied back to me and was like, "Oh, okay, it's all good." And then she deleted her other message, so I'm glad I had a screenshot of that, because
I will say
my Airbnb status is like a 1-star now because of y'all fuckers.
We were very, very careful of that house. We tried to take the best care of the house that we could, because we would make it a point before we got too fucked up out of the 5 days we were there, like, hey, we got to take care of the house real quick, and then we can get fucked up. But also, if I won the championship, me and my girlfriend are going to Greece, and I will ask Tommy Reynolds to borrow that trophy to take a picture of an ARCS trophy in Greece, because that would be fucking awesome.
That would be cool.
But besides the point, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's ask Steven Oberstadt's question here. And I'm going to ask you this question, then I'm going to mute because I got to go piss again because I'm fucking drinking.
I need another beer, and then we can...
All right, well, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Wait, you want to pause here?
No, ask the question. I'll answer it, and then we can get a beer and go piss.
All right, well, I can't make it that long, so I'm just. All right, if you were stranded on an island with a group of people and food was scarce, hard to come by, how many days before you consider eating someone else?
0. Not well, no, not like I'm not going to eat another human being, no matter the circumstances. That's not gonna happen. I will find something to fucking eat, and even if that means a liquid, which I'm going to get right now because I'm in the middle of the night.
Funny story, Mr. Thomas Andrews. We already talked about why Seth hates kids. Thanks to Noah's question, and I think the super mic call. Y'all didn't hear me piss again, did you? Oh god, that was so embarrassing. Anyway, I think the answer to that question is on a scale of 1 to Chase Elliott. It was absolutely Chase Elliott, hands down. So. Maybe Seth will get back here soon with his Miller Lite. Oh, he's got a piece of cheese, fellas. He's got a piece of cheese here in the house.
This is what you call balling on a budget, ladies and gentlemen. You snack on pieces of cheese.
Bro, you need another job.
We're working on it.
You need to drive for DoorDash on the weekends or something. Jesus Christ. This man's a 2-time A Squared Cup champion and all he can afford to eat for dinner is a slice of fucking cheese. Jesus Christ, Riley Mal.
Thomas Andrews in the house says, Seth, how much do you hate kids on a 1 scale of Chase Elliott?
Yeah, I already said it was Chase Elliott.
It's 1. It's 1.
Well,
I really don't hate kids.
Well, we have differing opinions there, so I don't know. We'll have to.
Fair enough. All
right, let's see what we got here. Mr. Dustin Painter says, how much is a Wish.com Chase Elliott diecast worth?
I'm assuming he's referring to me because he's always called me Wish.com Chase Elliott.
And I have been referred to as a Wish.com Eric Church, but I shaved the beard, not wearing the sunglasses, so
I don't have sunglasses on.
Old news.
Kind of shaved, and I don't have a haircut. My hair's kind of long, so I don't look like Chase right now, but sometimes I will give Dustin this. He's stayed pretty persistent on that. He thinks I look like Chase Elliott, so I'll take it. Dustin, I would like to say it's worth a lot of money. It's probably worth like $5 in like 0.01 Bitcoin or however the fuck that works. I've never had a die cast of myself made. It'd be really fucking awesome if I found someone to do it because it'd be really cool to make one of myself. But probably not a lot. And if it's worth more or someone can find out how much it's worth, then
funny story. Mr. Thomas Andrews and Dustin Painter actually sent me a diecast of my car that I painted on iRacing myself back when it was actually not A Squared at the time. It was Monday Night Lightning. I had the Ryan Blaney throwback scheme that he ran at Darlington like it might even be 3 years ago now.
Was it the Advanced Auto Parts one?
The black, red, and white one. Um, I ran that scheme in Monday Night Lightning. It was one of my favorite schemes that I ever made. I'm not very good at making paint schemes, but I put in some effort to that one. And it was I loved racing it. It is still my paint scheme for the Gen 6 to this day. And I'll never forget. I didn't know it was coming. Had no idea. And Thomas Andrews and Dustin Painter sent me a custom die cast, and it's still at my dad's house. Well, I need to get it shipped here because that thing is so awesome. It literally has ARCS on the car. It has my name on the back of the windshield. It has my name on the pillar on the roof. It is the coolest diecast I have ever gotten in my life, and I will always be. We talk a lot about, everybody's, we're all trying to be competitive. We're all, blah, 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 bullshit, fucking shit, blah. But that shit, that meant a lot to me. That is so cool that I have an actual diecast car of myself in iRacing is wild. And I will cherish that diecast till the day I die. It's
absolutely
so cool.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I got a few paint schemes coming up, and Andrew says in the chat he's got a guy, so I might have to hit him up and see.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be hitting Andrews up for maybe some diecast if I get a man cave in here. Love you, babe. Please let me have a man cave.
Well, she already won you $10, so you're.
She did. No, well, that's her $10.
You're halfway there.
She's gonna need coffee in the morning, but.
Well, she's gonna have to send me her Venmo or fucking PayPal or something.
I'll get it to her.
All right.
I'll get it to you.
All right. Cool.
But I do know I had one question that I thought was cool that you asked in other ones, and that someone had put as like a generic question in the chat is like some of your favorite drivers to race with in ARCS, and I thought like 4 or 5 guys, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Number one was Donald Ray. He is a bitch, and I mean a motherfucker to race, but it is so much fun because he will pinch you, he will run you tight, but he is clean, and he is fast, and it is a lot of fun, and he is respectful, and it's a lot of fun to race D-Ray, and maybe that's recency bias because I just raced him on Sunday and Thursday. But he really doesn't race a lot besides Thursdays anymore, or I don't get to race with him a lot besides Thursdays anymore. So, but he's always really fun to race. Number 2 would be probably Dustin Painter, like he said on his podcast. Me and him had a lot of fun together. A lot of really hard racing. Same kind of thing as Donald. He's always going to race you clean. We've had our run-ins, maybe make a little contact, but nothing too serious. Number 3, Toby Estes. I have learned so much from that guy, especially the next gens last year. He was kind of the first one, or I think it was the first year we were on the next gens on Sundays, which was last year, right, or the year before.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
2 years
because
ago.
Yep. Season 3. I learned so much of that next gen by just following that guy on the racetrack, and how to save tire and how to work the air and make the car get speed. That was a lot of fun. What's that, 3? 4 would be your cousin Cody. Just a badass, fast race car driver, a lot of fun. Can learn a lot from him in any series. Dirt, asphalt, road course racing, no matter what, Cody's going to be fast and up front. And 5 is 2 guys. It's you and Tommy Andrews, both. You guys are so much fun to race. You both know um, how to race hard and clean. That's the biggest thing. It's so clean and it's so much fun. It feels like those, especially in TNT with those cars. You both know the limit of the cars. You know where you're at a certain point of the run. By that, I mean you both know where your tires are at. You know if your car's loose or tight, and you know what you can and can't do. And you give each other plenty of room, but it feels like one of those classic mid 2000s battles every time because you're not just gonna give it to me, or Tommy's not just gonna give it to me. But after 3 or 4 laps, either me or you or Tommy's going to be like, okay, here you go, and I'll see you in 20 laps,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa, and that's really hard to find on iRacing, and it's a really good etiquette, and it makes for really good racing because in 20 laps, all of us will catch each other again, and it's another really good battle, and I think it's awesome. So that's 5 or 6 guys, and really, I could name a ton that I love to race, but when Dustin had that question the other night, I really got to thinking, like, man, like there is a ton of people, and credits to ARCS and you, Ryan, how you've grown ARCS of guys that love to race, and Tom Sears is another one that comes to mind too. Just good, hard, fucking badass racing. So, um, yeah.
Well, you opened the can of worms. Who's your least favorite to race around?
Who's my least favorite race car driver to race around? Man.
Besides
Um,
Terry Freer.
Man, it's hard. Because there's there's a way you can classify a least favorite, and so I'll classify it like this. My least favorite guy to race around is Aiden Norman because it's not gonna be a race for very long because he's gonna blow my fucking doors off and he's gone. So he's super clean, super fast, super awesome, great race car driver, great kid, love him to death. My least favorite is when Norman's in my mirror because he's gonna just fucking pass me and be gone and be done with it. It's not even a battle. He's too fucking fast. He's too good. Like it's not even worth a fight sometimes. So I learned that a couple times in TNT last year. I know I finished a second to him like 4 or 5 times last year, and it annoyed the ever living fuck out of me. So, um, not really like least favorite as far as like he's dirty or he can't hold a car or whatever. I really don't think there's anybody in ours like that as far as like that I've had issues with. But my least favorite is like when that 62 car is in my fucking mirror, it's probably game over for the 9 car.
Hmm.
So
Fair enough. Mine
same
is.
thing with Daniel Michelle. Same
Yeah.
fucking thing with Daniel.
Hey, shout out to Daniel for watching this. He said he watches it every week live, but me and him have had some run-ins. Well, I say we've had some run. We had one run-in where he was on the inside. I was kind of up there, and then I think we kind of met in the middle. But obviously, trust me, if y'all could hear me in presidential racing, no shit. You can ask anybody on my team from last year or from this year. I'm just like Ryan Blaney. I'm cool. I'm calm, collective, but fucking in the race, I put that virtual helmet on that doesn't exist. It's fake. I get fucking pretty heated sometimes, and some of y'all have seen me heated. Some of y'all have not. For those of y'all that have not seen me heated, then just give it some time because I'm sure it's coming. But yeah, some people have seen me very upset.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Yeah, it's it's a respect thing. I mean, I've earned respect from a lot of drivers out there on the racetrack just because of how I drive. And when I feel like that respect is not given back to me, I am very upset. And I feel like that's a lot of drivers in ARCS. I mean, if you've been driving your own race and, you haven't really been, you're not known for being aggressive or doing anything, and then you get wiped out by somebody, you're going to be upset. You're going to be pissed. And that's where I come from a lot of the times. I mean, shit, it's just sometimes you just get pissed off, especially when you're in the heat of the moment of the race and you can't see because you're inside the car, so you don't really fully understand what happened. All you know is somebody behind you dove it in there up under you and then wrecked your ass, and it's not a good feeling as a race car driver for sure.
No, it's not.
Yeah. All right, we got one more question from Mr. Blake Henderson, who will be on this podcast here in a couple weeks. He asked you who your favorite team is and why is it Tombstone Motorsports?
My favorite team is Tombstone Motorsports, man. Because that's the one I own, and formerly Sunday Money, and whenever I got into HTL, I thought Tombstone was a badass name, and he does badass paint schemes and is a badass human being. So, kind of wanted to expand that brand into ARCS and see where it goes, and so far it's been nothing but amazing. But I gotta say Tombstone, right? But if there was an honorary second, rip to the original Sideswipe 2022 gang. Those 12, 13 of us.
The original Bandit Racing, as they say back in Georgia.
Yeah. The original Bandit Racing, and really it was you and Cody and Daniel and Kobe and
Samuel
and those
Elliot, Stitch,
and Elliot,
you
and Stitch and me.
Hell, we had half the fucking field.
And well, it was just 8 of us, but yeah, it felt like half the field. But
yeah.
But Tombstone's definitely my favorite. But Sideswipe will forever have a place in my heart, and I know we still all talk sometimes and have a good time. So,
oh yeah,
that's awesome to me. But yeah, Tombstone is my favorite because that's my team. That's the one that I own. That's the one that I'm a part of, and I'm looking forward to expanding on it and hoping to have a good 2024.
Well, you got to make sure one of your drivers, Mr. Jacob Delgado, that apparently is not racing anymore because he didn't read the rules, but fuck, I don't know. Isn't he on your team? Am I wrong? He's on your team?
Yeah, he's not racing anymore?
You didn't see what he put in the chat? This has been a long time ago. I don't know. You may have to scroll up like 15 pages, but he basically said that he goes to watch the races at his grandma's house, which is like an hour away, and he doesn't race anymore. So, yeah, everybody's like, just broke news to Seth. Yeah, bro, your driver doesn't race anymore.
There might be an open spot in Tombstone Racing, ladies and gentlemen, for a 5th racer.
Even Brandon
Fourth.
Even Brandon Proudfoot said, everybody's blowing up the chat now. Brandon Proudfoot even was like, that might have been something you should have told your team owner before he drafted you. Oh my god. Anyway, if he does not race, you can release him, and I think there's a rule there, and Kent can back me up on this, but I think it's you gotta go without a driver for 3 weeks. I think that's the rule. I could be wrong, but we'll double check that rule book. But yeah.
Shout out Tommy Reynolds and Brian Proudfoot in the chat right now.
You mean Feder Place?
No, I mean Feder Place is in there, but I mean Tommy Reynolds is in there.
Oh yeah, Reynolds, Bren, Daniel Michelle, Dale Markowski.
Dale, do not talk about Patrick Allen. No, he will not be driving Tombstone Racing. But we'll make a splash hire for sure. Hell, I made some splash hires before. got Donald Ray in there. I had Cody for a little bit. I'm pretty good at getting the big time free agents to come
That's
race for teams, come
Kent.
race for me. So
Kent makes a good point. If he leaves the team, then you only lose one race. So maybe getting them DMs, getting them DMs, and we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna say I might have Mr. Tommy Reynolds sub for me on all 6 road course races, and I know I only get 3 subs, but I don't care. I'm getting them in all 6 of them bitches. I'm just kidding. I'm not. I can't break the rules. But anyway,
I know you're looking to wrap this up here soon. I do want to, and I listened to Cody's episode too. And the one thing I took away from Cody's thing, and I'm kind of in my thing with this. I know you'll ask me to speak at the end and whatnot to close it out.
I still got a couple more questions, so I ain't.
Oh yeah,
I ain't looking to end it here.
Hit your questions first, and I'll save that for the end.
Yeah. So, do you want a personal question or do you want an ARCS question first?
Whatever you want to throw at me.
All right, we'll
Whatever
go.
you want to throw. We'll
All
go
right.
personal. Go personal.
Go personal? Okay, we'll go personal. All right, so obviously this is, ARCS behind the driver. We got to get to know you. I consider you a very close friend. I've known you for a long time. Like I said, I was the one that got you involved in ARCS a long time. I love racing with you. I think you're just a great race car driver and a great person overall. But, and again, any of these questions that I ask, I tell everybody else, you don't have to answer them if you don't want to. But obviously, a couple years ago, it feels like a couple years ago. Fuck, it could have been 2 weeks ago. Fuck if I know. I can't keep up with time. But you were going through a tough time. You had, some things happen to you personally. And I know you were in a kind of a dark spot. I've been there, trust me, a couple times in my life. Cody, I literally got chills when Cody told me, his story about when he left ARCS and one person reached out to him and was like, hey man, I hope you're doing okay. When he told that story, it literally gave me chills. I mean, I that shit is so cool to me. But, you obviously you went through a rough time there, and for people that don't know, I'm not asking you to elaborate on it, but people that do know what I'm talking about. Just kind of obviously now I'm so happy that you have a great girl in your life. I'm lucky that I have Kinsey in my life. I've been through the same shit, trust me. But just tell us a little bit about that. I mean, I know it's a tough subject to talk about, but, it's something that's important just because we are human beings. We deal with real life shit, and I've been there. I know you've been there, and probably a lot of the people that are listening to this podcast have been there. So just, again, you don't have to go into super detail. I'm not asking you to do that, but just, tell us about when you were in that dark spot and what really, pulled you out of that. I mean, it's hard as a human being to be, like I said, I've been in spots where, I mean, there was one time when I got fired from my job and didn't really know what was going on. And, dude, I didn't know if I was going to make it to the next day. I mean, that's just real life, but just tell us a little bit about that and where you're at now and how much better you are now than you were back when that happened.
Yeah, no problem talking about it, and I'm glad you asked because, you get in those situations and you think you're alone and you're not. Last summer, about May through July-ish, I really took a break from ARCS and racing and life in general. I know you and a few other people reached out, and I had let you guys know that I was going to, but you guys still reached out, so that was appreciated. Um, I had thought I had entered a really good time in my life. I mean, I had gotten into this townhome that I'm still only going to be in for the next few years, and um, thought I had life going good, and some certain situations happened, and it really put me in a little, really, really dark place. It made me reevaluate myself and who my friends are and who my people in life are and what my priorities in life and really getting my shit together. If you want to be honest with you, and you know, and I had the support of ARCS and everybody in the group, and also my friends and family here at home, to kind of dig myself through it. And I want everybody to know, and that's what I was kind of getting into before I told you to ask whatever question you want. Is that like what Cody said on his podcast? If there's anyone watching or anyone that does watch or anyone out there that is struggling, um, don't hesitate to reach out to me or really anyone in this group. Um, there's never a point in time that I will not answer you or try to help you out, or try to do whatever I can to help you make it through the day or whatever situation you're going through. And everybody deserves that chance. And that's what you guys did for me. And I dug myself out of a hole, and I ended up meeting the absolute woman of my dreams, through the process, which is awesome. She's watching, so which is awesome. She supports me in everything I do. She Me and her are moving in together here soon in this place, and I'm so stoked for it. And it's funny, how God works in mysterious ways, and that was one helping me find the person that I think He truly wanted me to find in her. She's kind, she's smart, she's a hard ass. She'll get on my ass and she'll make sure I stay in line and do the right thing and help us grow as human beings. And that's amazing to do day in and day out. And so really, and how I pull myself out of it, man, is finding her, which was a huge step, and she helped me in so many ways, that she won't ever know. And then, the big man upstairs, I mean, if you're a believer or not, I am. And he will never go wrong. He'll never do you wrong. And he's the one with the ultimate plan for you. And honestly, you know, no holds bars. I went to therapy, and I still am in therapy, and I think it's a big helper. It helps to talk to people. It helps to reach out to people, especially ones that are professionals, and helping people through that. And you know, it really helped shape me as a human being and reshape me as an adult as I go from someone in their teens to early 20s. Um, and and it helps having great friends like you guys and great family here and great friends here, at home and in my personal life away from sim racing and that type of thing. But the group in ARCS was really a massive help, and being able to lean on you guys and your experiences and the personal messages I got were massive. So between God and therapy and you all and my girlfriend, my pride and joy, um, you all and she helped me through a ton. And really, she saved me, man. I mean, I know that's easy to say about anyone, but it's not for me, and I don't hold a lot of people in that high of a regard. But she saved me, man, and she's God's blessing to me, and I'm not gonna take that for granted, and I'm in a lot better spot with her, and love doing life with her, and can't wait to keep going with her and see where it goes, and hopefully it goes for a long, long, long time, hopefully forever and above. So. Um, you know, it a really good spot in life now, and it's those times that make you stronger. So, but again, I do want to reiterate though, like what Cody said in his episode, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or anyone in this group because you never know what someone's going through. We all bitch and moan and get out and get in each other's ass and treat each other like shit sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's important to realize who family and friends are and make them feel as such. Because you don't know what they're going through and you don't know when they turn this thing off right here and get off here what they're going through, or same thing if you don't know if you choose someone's ass at work when they get in their car and go home, you don't know what they're going to. You don't know what they're going through up here. And it's important to respect that and at least let them know that you know what, hey, we have our moments where shit gets rough and shit gets bad, but at the end of the day, we love each other and we get through it and we respect each other and everybody's beliefs and whatnot. And we keep on trucking through life. And that's the most important thing. And life's a lot easier because it costs this many dollars to be a nice person, respect everybody, and be a good human being. So that's what I try to live by now.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, mental health is probably the worst it's been in a long time. I mean, I'm sure that I mean, a lot of us are, I mean, shit, I'll be 33 this year, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to just stop keeping count. I mean, I'm getting close to 40 now, so. But I mean, our age, 30s and 20s, I mean, mental health is just not good. I mean, it's a lot of our generation is struggling with mental health, whether it's anxiety or panic attacks, or I mean, I have anxiety on a daily basis pretty much, and I think a lot of people do. And it's one thing to just live life and go about your daily tasks, but then when something gets thrown at you that's just you weren't expecting or you didn't know that was going to happen, man, it really can fuck your mental health up. I mean, and I used to, it was a little personal bit on my part, but I mean, I used to take antidepressants. I used to take I would take medicine for anxiety, and luckily I've been able to wean off that, and I've been mentally in a little bit better place. I mean, I still have days where I have bad days. I mean, just like everybody out there. I mean, we all have bad days, and hell, some people are medicated, some people aren't medicated, and that's what's crazy about this generation that we're a part of. Anybody pretty much from 30 down to hell 19, 18, 16, 17. I mean, the mental health of Americans now is just, it seems like it's just getting worse and worse, as generations pass. I mean, it's crazy. I know my dad, he never once told me that he had anxiety or, he dealt with, problems. And my grandfather, he never said anything about fucking anxiety. I mean, I don't even know if they knew how to spell anxiety, I mean, but not saying that they didn't have it. They may have had it and just didn't know what the fuck it was. But, now with social media and, everybody has this, I mean, everybody deals with depression and anxiety, and, I deal with it too. I mean, a lot of the times, I get on and race, and, it doesn't seem like I'm, dealing with anything, but that's the thing. It's like you never know what people have going on in the back of their mind or what's going on in their personal life. I mean, that's why I just, this year I really pretty much in December, January, I kind of had a new outlook on life, being up here in Michigan and being with Kinsey. I feel like I'm happy for the first time in a
I'm
long
happy for you,
time.
buddy.
Yeah.
That's all.
So, but everybody's not happy, and that's what always scares me is like, all these people that act happy, because I know a lot of the times, y'all see me and I'm happy and it seems like I'm happy, but sometimes, behind the mind, I'm not,
I
I'm
was guilty of that whenever I was going through my shit. I mean, I was guilty.
exactly. Yeah, I
Now
mean,
I'm over the moon. I got an amazing girlfriend and amazing life and a lot of things going good for me. But you can't
yeah,
take it for granted, man. You got the good and the bad, and
yep,
it's how you humble yourself during the good and build on top of that and keep striving to keep it good. And it's how you turn around the bad
absolutely,
that defines a human being. So
for sure.
um, you keep growing off of that and see where you end up.
Yep, and even like I said, I mean, my DMs are always open. Y'all know that. I
Mine
have
are too.
I have really tried to do a little bit better. I know last year, I said some things and typed some things in Discord that were just not of
Yeah,
my character.
we all did, man.
Yeah,
But last year
but
was a little rough. But
it was. But we're making waves, and I already told Feemster I'm not going to be on his Unfiltered Dirty Air podcast. I will be the producer. I'll be the Riley Mao, and he can just ask me questions, and I'll just say, yep, I don't know,
yeah,
and then
you'll
that's
be the
it.
yep
Yeah.
counsel.
And the fact that Riley Mao, and for those of y'all that don't listen to Theo Vaughn, shame on you. Great podcast, but he's got a little Asian producer, and this little fella is 20. Shit, he might be 24 now. I'm still like 2 years behind on the episodes I'm listening to, but this dude is a 24-year-old little Asian fella, and he has never masturbated in his life, and that is wild, just straight wild. And we might be
Wow.
breaking YouTube guidelines now, but they talk about it on their
We're
YouTubes.
getting we're cutting it close for sure.
Maybe,
We're not
maybe.
exactly making YouTube proud right now.
Well, I
We're
don't
not
care.
giving them a lot of
I only
praise.
get like 10 views on YouTube, so I don't think they're gonna come after us. But all right, I'm gonna ask one more question to you, and then we'll do our closing statements here. I'm gonna go grab another beer while I ask you this question. So you gotta
Mhm.
you gotta just keep talking until I come back. But um, it's a two-part question. The first thing is, well, yeah, the first one is, what do you think is one of the things that ARCS does very well? And then the second question is, what do you think, what's one or two things that ARCS could improve on and make it better overall as a league? And I will be back in a second.
Well, I mean, one thing I think ARCS does well is it keeps a family environment. No matter what we go through, and no matter what happens out on the racetrack or whatever league disputes we have, at the end of the day, I think that we always end up together as a band of friends and brothers and sisters and kind of pull each other together and have a good time and race and get through our differences and really lean on each other and are there for each other and have a really, really good time and make each other's lives easy. A lot of people come for this racing and sim racing stuff as a getaway, and we make it as easy as possible and as fun as possible for it to be a getaway. Um, I think that ARCS can do better is probably realize how far we've come and how good we are. We have things that we can work on, but I think we're really, really hard on ourselves, and we get too serious about a lot of shit that we don't need to get serious about, whether that be, racing or real life shit or rule books or whatever the fuck you wanna you wanna throw out there. I think sometimes we get too serious and lose the fact that where we've came from and where we started and how good of friends we are and what we've been through and where we came, and I don't think we've really sat back and realized what we've accomplished and be like, damn man, like we did that, like we've done this, and it's good for a human being to realize that every once in a while. And I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be the best we can be, and that's good for a human being to do. But it's bad for a human being not to realize what we've built together and what we have accomplished, and the friends and the family that we have made throughout the process, and the things that we've done and the things we are going to do. And that's bad on a human's health. And sometimes I feel like that's what causes some arguments in here and some things is that we get too serious about it. And sometimes we need to sit back and be like, fuck, man, like, we did this shit. I love you. We bitch and moan and bicker at each other. But at the end of the day, I love you. Look at where we've came and look at where we're going to go. And shit ain't got to be that serious. Like, we can still get a lot of shit done and be really determined. But damn it, we can have fun doing it. And I think that's one thing we could do better. And I think we'll get there eventually.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's crazy to see how much we've grown just in the 4 years that we've been, a league, and it's crazy. I mean, and we have, sister leagues that we, kind of pair up with HTL and ABN and OG, and we got Blake coming on the podcast in a couple weeks. That's going to be I'm looking forward to talking to him, another Georgia boy, and another league owner. So that's going to be a great podcast. And again, just shout out to everybody that tuned in and commented and watched. I'm going to tell you, just looking at the viewers that we had throughout the night, this thing might be number one on the viewage sheet here. So we'll see what we got, but yeah, great podcast, man. Do you have any questions for me or anything else you want to talk about before we kind of close this thing out?
No, man, not really. The only thing I got to say to you is thank you, and I really don't think you or Tommy Andrews or Tom Sears and the guys that really are the foundation and the bricklayer of ARCS and or concrete or whatever you want to call it, whatever mixture, whatever foundation you want to call it, get enough credit. And I try to do it in every podium interview or whatever I'm in to realize that it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication, and you guys have to deal with a lot of shit and a lot of bickering and a lot of bullshit, and it's appreciated. And you guys give everybody a space to come home from whatever the fuck they dealt with during the day and race and have fun and have a couple of these with the guys,
Yep.
and um and it becomes your safe place. It becomes a place where you can let everything that's up here or stuff that you're holding up in here just get away. And that's really important to a lot of people. Probably more people than you think.
Yep.
Thank you and Tommy Andrews and Tom Sears and the guys that really founded ARCS, um, for that. And I hope you guys realize and truly reflect on what you guys have built throughout all these series, um, and what what kind of friendships and family you've made, and just the respect that people have for you, and how grateful, no matter how much bullshit we give you guys, and shit goes on in the chat and whatever, that, and I don't mean to sound like a kiss ass, but I really think it gets passed up a lot. How much this league and everything else means to a lot of people. So, um, I'm grateful to be a part of it. I'm grateful to everyone that I've met or came across the way, and I consider everybody in ARCS a friend. Um, and, and again, I can't emphasize enough, like we talked about the mental health side, like my line is always open. Um, Damn it, you're not in this alone. Working in a school field and in a younger person's world, dealing with middle schoolers and high schoolers and stuff, and I promise, like, I see too many people and too many kids go through shit and keep stuff inside they shouldn't. And if you need to get something off your chest, I am here and I will answer you as fast as I possibly humanly can. And, and I will be there for you. So, I think if everybody does that or somebody does it, if it has to be me, oh well, it'll make the world a better place. So again, it costs this many dollars to be a good human being and help somebody out. Um, so, you know, just thank you and thank Andrews and Sears and everybody watching and all the drivers and stuff. You guys make ARCS great. And it's just it's really cool when you sit back and look at a different view of everything, to where we came and where we've been and where we're gonna go, and what kind of thing we got going on around here. And it's a good deal, and I hope it goes on as long as humanly possible, to be selfish, because I love it and I won't ever give up on it. So I appreciate it. All comes down to you, man, and Sears and Andrews, because you guys made it happen, and especially you creating ARCs. So I appreciate you, buddy. You wouldn't let me go about racing, so um, I wouldn't trade it for the world. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love what we've created too. I mean, some days it gets to me, but recently, luckily I've been in a little bit better mental head state, and I kind of just laugh at some of the bullshit now that happens, and it doesn't bother me as much. So it's cool to be able to have some of these just ridiculous fucking general chat conversations, and I just kind of joke along with it at this point. I mean, it's cool. And yeah, I mean, I look, one of the coolest things to me is, like, going into a race, whether it's TNT or ignition or A squared. I mean, my anxiety usually is awful. Going into practice. I mean, I'm anxious. I'm just I feel like I can't sit still. But man, I tell you what, when that green flag drops, it's like my brain flips a switch, man, and it just goes straight into race mode, and everything in my life just goes in the back of my mind. It's like, now I'm thinking, like, oh, okay, well, can I get by this guy? Okay, I got 30 laps of fuel left. There's 60 laps left in the race. I can make it on one stop. I mean, I'm just full on. I mean, my brain just automatically switches as soon as that green flag flies. And that is just, I mean, regardless of what league it is or how competitive it is, even if it's Mazda Mondays with us running at Dover at 4:00 in the morning, I mean, it's just so much fun. And being in the race, once you take that green flag, at least for me, my anything mentally in my head or any kind of anxiety or any kind of depression, it's gone when that green flag flies. And that's that's something that, you know, is just so cool to me. Like it's almost like taking a drug. Like it's almost like, you know, smoking weed or, you know, which Rick James would know more about that than I do because I don't smoke weed. But you know, it's like taking a fucking a little thing of, you know, a little bump of fucking cocaine or something, you know. But I'm not high, you know. I'm drunk, you know. Don't get me wrong, you know. I'm drinking, but I mean that green flag flies and everything just kind of goes away. And you're in there racing with your good friends, maybe some new friends, but you know, still people that are in this community. And man, I wouldn't trade that for anything in this world. So it's cool to see.
Me neither, brother. And I'm happy you're in a good place. And, you know, I consider you a really good friend and a really close friend. And couldn't be more proud to be one and couldn't be more proud to be a part of this group. So,
Absolutely.
It's awesome. So.
Yep. Well, we had a really good podcast, buddy, and I'm proud of you. Proud of where I know you've been in a low place, and I've been there too. So, the fact that you're doing well, man, that makes me fucking happy as shit. So, congrats to you and your new girl. Send me that DM. I'll send her money. She can go get her a Starbucks Kappa Fracka Chaka fucking Chino or whatever the fuck they.
Dutch Bros, man. If she's still watching, she's gonna go to Dutch Bros.
Oh well.
So.
Well then maybe she can just get a coffee and maybe she can get two of them.
she'll get a coffee or two. But, yeah, man. I appreciate it, and we're 6 months strong, and hopefully going on a long, long time. And I'm proud to be hers, and I know she's proud to be mine. And but hopefully the good man upstairs keeps on blessing me and blessing everybody that's listening.
Yep.
And blessing you, and everybody stay on the sunny side up, man. That's what matters to me, and I hope everybody else just has a good day, one step at a time. That's all that matters. Take each day as every day is a gift, is what my uncle that passed away used to say. And it's how you unwrap it and how fast you unwrap it that matters, and how you take that gift and use it is up to you. So.
Yep.
Take that and run with it, man. So, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. I was super excited to talk with you. I mean, obviously, I've known you for a long time. Met you a couple times now, three times now. So, and looking forward to hanging out with you again later this year at Atlanta. That's going to be a hell of a time in my home state, back in my home state. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, thanks again for coming on the podcast. Thanks for everybody for listening. The fact that we still have 7 viewers at almost 12:30 at night.
Yeah,
wild.
Shout out to everybody watching.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I mean, without y'all, this would not be successful. So this is going to be great. Yeah, Reynolds, I'm excited to see you too, man. I've never met you in person. Can't
wait to meet you, Reynolds.
Yeah, we're
gonna ginger head. You fuck.
Just pretend you're 21 for the weekend. Yeah, absolutely great episode, Seth. I love you, buddy.
Love you too, bud.
And Monday night we'll have Mr. Toby Estes on the podcast for another.
I'm gonna have some beers out for that one.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a beauty. That's gonna be a good one.
For another special Monday episode. We're so popular now that we're running these damn things two times a week. Yeah, I feel like I'm American Idol. I'm releasing 2 episodes a week over here, so it's been great. And like I said, this podcast was a dream of mine. Honestly, I've been thinking about doing this for the past 2 years, and then I finally just said, well, what the fuck? What's stopping me? Let me just do it. So I did it, and this one, like I said, I mean, our viewers, our live viewers, I've just kind of been glancing over to Twitch. This thing might be contender for top of the line. I know Dale Markowski is the best episode so far. Dustin Painter is a close second. Dustin Painter still has a couple days for people to listen to his episode, and now your episode obviously is going to be a really good one, and Toby's is going to be good. We got Briley coming up. We got Blake Henderson, Jeremy Brialt, Kevin Gibney Jr.,
Everybody's gonna be good,
dude,
man. It's so awesome to hear everybody's stories because everybody's got a story, and I hope people truly listen and deep dive into it because every human being is a cool human being in my eyes until they prove you otherwise. So,
yep.
I appreciate everybody watching, and I hope at least a couple of those important parts hit home and. I hope all the other bullshit was a good time. So
absolutely,
hopefully you got a couple laughs, a couple smiles, and a couple of damn, that's important moments out of it. And, had a good time, brother. I love you.
Yep, love you too, bud. Yeah. Next, this Monday we'll have Mr. Toby Estes on. That'll be a good one. Still trying to get Cody Riggs on the podcast. So if he's not listening and somebody else is. He needs to get on here, Mr. First-time winner in ARCS. So I need Tommy Reynolds on this thing, too. Tommy Reynolds isn't on the schedule.
Redheaded whore. You better get on here, boy.
Hey, look, Tommy Reynolds. We need Bren Roberts. We need Brandon Fetterplace.
Y'all get your dates lined up. Y'all can sit in here and watch it. Y'all gotta get in the hot seat now.
We need Matthew Kent on this damn thing. I'd love to talk to Matthew Kent. Look, that's another one. I don't know how Matthew Kent got in ARCS. I have no idea. I have no clue. Bren, just join the Discord. I don't know if you're in there or not. If you're not, I'll shoot you an invite to the Discord. We're scheduled out till like April 26th on Friday nights, but I'm not scared to throw in a couple Monday night episodes. I did Dustin this past Monday.
Dude, shout out to Painter for getting absolutely hammered on Monday too.
Oh yeah,
that's my fucking spirit animal, by the way.
He literally stood up and said, "Oh, the moonshine just hit me." So,
freaking
Fetterplace,
get your ass in here.
This is different. This is different than Unfiltered Dirty Air. It's a whole different atmosphere. We're not really. I mean, we do ruffle some feathers. Like Monday night, I went and pissed, and then Dustin started talking about gay people. I didn't approve that, but he did it anyway because I couldn't stop him. So.
He didn't have that written in his contract.
Yeah, that wasn't in the script for Monday night, but no, this is a whole different thing, man. This is one-on-one. I've had a couple people, ask me if they could do, two people at one time, and I was just like, no, I'm sorry. And then I've had a couple people tell me, like, are cameras necessary? Like, are they 100% necessary? And I'm like, yes. Because it's just not the same. Like, Emma Kruger wanted to come on and kind of asked about the cameras, and I was like, man, y'all order a $20 camera from Amazon. Like, it doesn't have to be super high quality. Like, Terry Freer joined from his phone. Like, you don't have to have like 4K cameras. Like, I just want the people to see who is behind the voice that's talking every week, or behind the car that they're, racing every week. That's what makes this special is seeing the people that you race with, getting to know them, and making this, a one-on-one conversation between me and that other driver. So, I need to get Bren in there. I'd love to talk to Bren. God, that'd be a good podcast. Reynolds, obviously, me and Reynolds, I feel like we could talk for, hours on end. Fetterplace, I mean, I'm really good friends with Fetterplace, and I've never even met the guy. I would love to talk to him on this podcast as well. So there's so many opportunities. Y'all just shoot me a DM, shoot me a Discord message. We'll get y'all scheduled up, whether it's a Monday night or a Friday night. Friday nights is just what I lean to because for the most part, it gets the best viewage. We're not competing with really any other leagues. Sometimes the truck series runs on Friday nights, but overall it does better than a Monday night episode. But anyway, Seth, again, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for being on. Dude, I could talk to you for another hour. We've already gone for...
We can talk for hours.
We've gone for 2.5 hours already, but thank you for coming out. I'll let you kind of show yourself out of the Discord, and we will talk. You running SNS tomorrow? Question mark.
We'll see.
All right, we'll see what happens.
We got some work to do and got some other things, but we might make an appearance in old number 9. I won Ignition tonight.
Oh, very nice.
Another ARCS win. Yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate you having me, Ryan. I love you, buddy. Love
Absolutely.
everybody that's watching. Again, don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate to try to have a conversation and come out and do this, man. It's relaxing to come talk to Ryan. He's an awesome dude, and it's good to tell your story and get to know the people that you're racing with, and you get to make some more friends along the way. And what's the hurt in that,
Yep.
So be a good person, and be good. Everybody watching, and hope this helps somebody. Everybody have a good night, have a good listen, and have a good life. Y'all, what's Rick James say?
See you. Yeah. See you around the corner.
See you around the corner.
See you, bud.
See you.
All right, that was Mr. Seth Wansing with episode 7. Great episode. Appreciate y'all tuning in. That was a hell of a podcast. These things just get better and better every single week, every single time we do them. So thank y'all for tuning in. It's crazy to think that we're this successful. Just 7 episodes in. Y'all seen my Twitter posts. I'm trying to get Ryan Blaney or Natalie Decker on here. Probably will never happen, but we'll see what happens. Again, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll have Mr. Toby Estes Monday night, and that'll be a good one. So y'all make sure you tune in for that bad boy. And we'll take y'all out here on the same music we came in on. Don't know what it's called, but it's a damn good one. So we'll transition here to the close, and appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll talk to y'all on Monday night with Mr. Toby Estes.